I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this creams, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. Here, I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Wow, so serious. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, we're doing a get ready with me. I promise you all that every month I'm going to start doing more foundation reviews, and this month is no exception. And it really hit me when I realized you have all the Juvia's foundations, and you've only done a video for one of them. So here we go with number 2, the powder foundation, honey. Although liquids are my favorites, and full coverage is my favorite, I decided let's go ahead, step out our comfort zone, and see what she has to offer. This foundation was released at the same time as the Radiant one, and I have a tutorial up for this one already, so if you want to know my opinion on that one, you can check out this video here. But this pretty little baby here, she's the star of the show today. So if you want to know my opinions on this foundation, you're going to have to wait to the end. But if you want to know how to achieve this look, let's go ahead and get into it. Because this is a newer foundation, I still have the packaging. This is the box for the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Powder Foundation. And as you can see, the artwork is absolutely stunning. On the top of the box, we do have our shade name here. I will be wearing the shade Havana Medium 2. Once we open the box, we have the compact here. It is made of plastic, but it does have a nice little weight to it, so I am happy about that. The inside of this compact does contain a mirror, but I have not removed that because I don't want to cause a glare. And we also get 9 grams of product. As you can see, this compact is rather nice because it also has a small slot at the bottom where you can store a sponge that comes with it that was free with purchase, and I believe it also has a slotted area there so you don't have to worry about things staying moist and containing germs. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get things started. As with all tutorials, all tools and products used will always be in the description bar below. So if I forget to mention anything, make sure you check out there. Also today, it is the 15th. My video goes up, you see it's right before 1 o'clock because I am heading out to celebrate with my sister. I know I have a live chat going up, so I have to make sure I go out, hurry up and get back because it's 3 years since I've been on YouTube and I want to hurry up and get this foundation review going, but I forgot I switched things up and I'd like to take you all through the process with me, so we need to get things prepped. First, Paula's Choice Lip Balm. We're going to put this on and we're going to get that set in because baby, whoop, I dropped the cap, so now I got to go pick that up. Dry lips are not in season, honey. It may be winter, but I ain't trying to deal with that. And just for a little extra pizzazz, I'm going to use my Shiseido Lash Curler, and we'll be right back. And it didn't hit me till after I sat down. I could have got my Juvia's Place eye primer, but we didn't grab her. I got my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, so we're going to use her. And now we're going to set our lids with the RCMA No Color Powder. And if you all have not checked out my last video, I'll leave that link right here above. There is a giveaway going on, so you might want to check that out. I promise you all I will use my new palette, and here it goes. I am not going to use that old one anymore, but this look is not based on the eyes, it's based on the face. So we want to keep this simple, but because I'm stepping out, I do want to keep it cute. So we're going to make this real fast. I'm going to go in with my largest brush for the transition, and this shade here, Burkina. I keep trying to tell myself, go in, deepen up your crease. Nope. For foundation reviews, 2 color eye looks, and then we keep it moving. So we're going to grab our NYX glitter primer and prep our lids. I'm not worried about creating a sharp line or cut crease or anything. I just want a little extra security because I have hooded lids. So we're going to literally just pack this on, and I'll be right back. And to finish off our eyes, we're going to cover our entire lid with 1 color. This bottom shade here, Dahlia. Now we have to work on our complexion. For primers, I have 2 different ones. First, the Becca Evermatte, is going to be used on the sides of the nose. Then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Prime in shade 100, and we're going to use this all over the face. Now that our skin is nice and prepped, it's time for the star of the show. The powder foundation, honey. Let's open her up and get into it. This is what she looks like. And I am someone who genuinely prefers using a rounded kabuki brush with all foundation products. It's just the way I like it. So what we're gonna do is I want to show you all first what kind of coverage we're gonna get. So I'm gonna turn to the side because as you all can see, I do have a 5 o'clock shadow, and usually that's my biggest concern with covering is either that or acne spots. My skin has been rather nice lately. Do have some dry patches going on, well not dry patches, some flaky skin going on, usually at night, especially with it being winter here in Michigan, but enough of that. First, let's go into this. We're gonna take, and I wanna load my brush up. I want you all to see, this thing does pick up a nice amount of product, and I wanna first start because I like to press things in place just to see what kind of coverage we're gonna get with this first layer. And I think you all can instantly see that color right there. I think there's a slight line of demarcation right there where you could tell this is the moist primer and this is that powder foundation underneath. So to help me get the most coverage, what I'm gonna do is just continue to stamp this in place. And we're gonna work our way up. And you all can see the coverage is coming almost instantly. It's like as soon as you press, instantly you can tell something has been put down. Okay, we want to come up to the top for the forehead. Working my way in. Coming down, side of the nose. I also want to get underneath the eye. I know a lot of people tend to avoid putting powder or even foundation underneath the eye. Baby, I'm putting it everywhere. And I want you to just see, based on just doing half the face, what kind of coverage we get. See, this is what my skin looks like without it. This is what it looks like with it. And I haven't even did the neck yet. Let me go ahead and hit y'all up down there so y'all can see this too. One more. Okay, now, just based on this, you all can see with one layer what kind of coverage we're gonna get, because you can see my 5 o'clock shadow area is still peeking through, but we did only do one layer. For the neck, she looks okay. For the forehead, I don't see anything coming through, but I want you all to notice the shade difference between my skin complexion and this. And what I also want to do is I want to go in and see what this looks like on camera while I'm trying to buff it in and blend things out. Just want to make sure there's no patchy areas, no dry areas or anything like that. And so far, things are looking good. What I want to do though, where y'all sitting right here, is see how much coverage we can get over that 5 o'clock area, because I went in, built this up one more time, and I want to see if she'll actually go to full coverage. So we're gonna go just over the beard area, just so we can see how much we can build this up to. Okay, and as you can see, it built up even more, so we are getting more coverage, but I still feel as if even on camera you can see that it is still slightly peeking through. Right here, it's barely peeking through, but I believe you can still see that on camera. So, because I'm just not a big fan of jump cutting during parts of a tutorial that I believe are important, what I'm going to do is just sit here and see how fast I can do this side with just swiping motions. You see on that first side I did pressing, but many people usually have a sponge, and usually with a sponge they are usually swiping and trying to see what kind of coverage they can get. And I want you all to see, if you were in a rush and you was just going in and you was just trying to go boom, boom, boom and get it going, the difference that it'll make. And you can see how on this side where I'm swiping, the color is building up, but it's not giving me nearly the pigmentation as it was on the other side when I was just pressing it in place. And you all see, neck covered really fast, that forehead really fast, but the areas where I consider things that need to be covered, you can see on this side, much more coverage than on this side, which is why I prefer the stamping method. So what we're gonna do is just go in, finish this off by pressing that in place, just so you all can see the difference and see how fast we can get done with this by just going boom, boom, boom. Yes, ma'am, give me all of the coverage. I'm trying my hardest to make sure I don't forget anything. But baby, when I tell you, after this, we going for the full coverage with the concealer and everything else. Even if my foundation is only lightweight, I'm the type of person who don't play. If I'm gonna get beat, I'm gonna get beat, honey. And right now, my thing is just trying to make sure both sides look even. Coming up close, I want to make sure you all see this, because I'm not sure how much it's going to reflect on camera. This is what it's looking like before we go in and add anything else. I think I may need to just go in and add a little more on this side, simply because I was racing, and I want to make sure our coverage is even, honey. Yeah, just a little bit more over here. Yes, ma'am. And you can tell I am a foundation lover, because you see I am just constantly just pack, pile it on. There's never too much. Well, I ain't gonna say it's never too much. As long as it still look good to me, I don't care. My color is right, my blend is right. I don't care how cakey she look, honey. I used to want to be a baker. Cakes is nice to me. Okay, I think this is about as even as we gonna get it. So what I want to do now is sit back and go, Torrence, how bright do we want to take things? You already know I want to go far. So what we're gonna do is apply my Too Faced concealer here. This is in the shade Golden Beige. This is the Born This Way. I'm still trying to pan her, but I don't think it's gonna be possible. We're just gonna grab her and get the highlighter. Now it's time to set everything. I'm gonna use my Sacha Buttercup mixture. And baby, I do it every time. I always say, oh, we're gonna go ahead and set everything. I meant to say we're gonna bake our highlighted areas and we're gonna set the rest of the face. So since we already baking, we're gonna get us a few more moments. I'm gonna grab this other brush, where'd she go? Right here, and we're gonna go ahead and set the rest of the face. Be right back. And we're gonna remove that powder in the reverse order that we put it on. So we're gonna first remove the setting powder on the outer ends, then we're gonna remove the baking powder on the highlighted areas. See, honey, this ain't fair, and I'm glad I caught on to it. I completely forgot to press record when I started my contour. I'm using the KVD Shade and Light powder in the shade Subconscious, because you can tell that nose is snatched, honey. But I have not done my cheeks, my forehead, or my jawline yet, so I need to go ahead and get into it. My favorite blush, Serafina by Juvia's Place, got to add her. And this is where you don't even have to be careful, honey. With this color, I love her so much. I just get in. Like, whew. Baby, tap off or what? I want all that color. Give it here. For primary mascara, we're going to use the Lancome Cils Booster XL. And I'm still trying to finish off the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. To line my lower lash line, we're going to use the Urban Decay pencil in the shade Whiskey. For brows, I'm going to use the Lip Bar pencil in the shade Arch-Nemesis, and then we're going to set them with the ABH Clear Brow Gel. For finishing powder, we're going to use the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. For highlighter, we're going to use a loose one. This is the shade Nefertiti by Juviasplace. For lips, we're going to do Juviasplace as well. I'm going to do the liner in the shade Cola and the lipstick in the shade Nubian Sand. And to finish off our eyes, I'm going to highlight my inner corner and my brows with the same highlighter we use for the face. Now that we're finished with the makeup, there's no point in putting in all this work unless we're going to lock it in. So grab your setting sprays because you know I'm about to grab mine. And you all know the routine. Let's get into it. Fix Plus to give us a glowy dew. All-nighter so things will last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. I'm going to give this a few more moments to dry down and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And here's the final look. I want to go ahead and give you all a full face view of things before I give you all my final thoughts. And I'm here to tell you all, although she's beautiful and this look is fabulous, no ma'am. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. Hunty, I understand everything ain't gonna work for everybody. All makeup products has their pros and cons. I know you all wanna hear mine because you're like, wait, no ma'am, would it look like that? What could have went wrong? Let's get into the pros and cons because I got a lot of thoughts about this foundation and I could not wait to get this tutorial going. First pro is the price, $18. I can't speak for anybody else's collection, but my powder foundation collection is rather small, and of them all, this is the most affordable one. So that automatically gets you a point knowing that you are the easiest to replace financially. Another pro that I find is the fact that you get a mirror as well as an extra sponge. Although I don't use either one, it's nice to know that I have them there. Another pro that I was not expecting is the compact itself has a graded bottom here. You can see straight through it. And that way, if you put your sponge in there, you don't have to worry about mold and mildew growing just as fast because it will be aerated. I'm not sure it's guaranteed to stop things, but more than likely it would slow the growth of bacteria, and that's always beautiful. Once again, I'm someone who doesn't keep my sponges in there, and even if I do, I don't use them. So she'll be in there for decorations. I'm never going to use that unless I need like a very last minute emergency blotting paper, and usually I have those with me, but it's nice to know that they added it. What else do we get after that? She builds. Yeah, that's another one. For a pro, she builds, I'm gonna say up to a medium coverage. I would not give this full coverage by any means because I was still able to see my 5 o'clock shadow through things. Right now, as you can see, after everything is set and on, you can still see some of that coming through. It's not the world's worst, but it's also not the world's best. The problem is the cons. The cons truly outweigh the pros for me with this foundation, and the first one that I noticed was it is extremely hard to find my shade in this. I have done a tutorial on the Radiant foundation here. I wear the shade 435 Punta Cana. Love it, love that foundation. I also have it in the matte version, the original foundation they have in 435 Punta Cana. The thing is, I have not tried this one out because I originally got the wrong shade of that, so I will do a tutorial on this coming up. So when I went to Ulta, tried to get everything shade matched, I already knew what shade that was. They recommended me the shade Cameroon, which I believe was like tan 3, tan 4, but that was 2 shades darker than this particular powder here. As you can see, I went 2 shades lighter, and this foundation is still coming off rather dark because she oxidizes like no other. I tried to show you all when it was just the half face how much darker that was, but I really got tired of exchanging and trying to go back and get a lighter shade, a lighter shade, a lighter shade, and it's like, I don't care anymore. Havana is gonna have to work, I'm gonna use her, and if not, it is what it is. Right now, with this being the middle of winter, she's a little too dark for my personal taste, but I believe in the summertime, she'll be fabulous, so I didn't see any point of going lighter now. But the worst part, the absolute worst part of it all, because I thought the oxidation was going to be the worst thing to me. This foundation does not allow liquids to build and blend on top of her. I'm going to cut away real quick and show you all a clip right here for when I was doing my concealer, blending out underneath my eyes, and I'll be right back. Right now I am trying to blend out my concealer on top of this powder foundation, and baby, I've never had issues with blending out this concealer, and I've never heard anybody else have it until I tried this foundation out. As you can see, things are going, but watch how hard it is to blend this out under this side of the eye. When I tell you, it is gonna fight with me on wanting to move. All I wanna do is just highlight underneath my eyes. I'm not trying to create no drastic shape or anything, but you see how it just leaves these harsh lines here, and it seems like, I understand I'm only using one side of a sponge, but I've never in my life had a hard time like this trying to diffuse these edges. Like, you see how I got a patch right here, and when I try to come down and blend, you can see that spot in between. It's like, hold on sis, how you do that? You see I got a big glob right here in the front that will not blend out. I keep trying to push her up, soften that out, bring that all the way up to the lash line, come over here. Seem like right here it's hard to clean up. Like, no, man. This foundation here does not allow liquids to build up on top of it. When I tell you, it gives it so much trouble trying to put any liquid product on top of this. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, we finally got it done, but to me, I can still see this very harsh and sharp line on this side. And I've blended out for you all plenty of times, and I've never had this issue. And I just had to make sure I added that in there so y'all can see that. Because baby, no ma'am. And as you all just saw there, I had an extremely difficult time blending out that concealer. I've had this little bad boy for years, and I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like that. I can blend this on its own, on top of primer, on my bare skin, on top of liquid, powder, mineral foundations, and it's never given me issues like that. And it really has me scared to try out other concealers, because if you don't work with that one, honey, I know I don't want to put nothing even thicker, even heavier on there, because I was scared of my product lifting. So to me, if you were to say, Torrence, do you recommend this powder foundation? No, absolutely not. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong, because Torrence, your skin is going through a little phase. You are having some dryness going on. But I had to stop and go, how many reviews have you seen of this foundation? And nobody's using it as a powder foundation. I want you all to even do me a favor and go out, check YouTube, TikTok, do whatever you can. Look up the new release, because both of these came out at the same time. The Radiant and the powder foundations. And what you'll notice is most people are loving this foundation and they are willing to use it alone. Anytime you see a tutorial or a video for this, they're always layering it on top of this and using it to give it extra coverage or use it as a setting powder. And truth be told, that's what I think they should have released this as a setting powder. Because as a foundation, she's difficult to work with, and I truly believe I have no issues putting other powders on top of it. So if I just use this as a setting powder and keep it going with my powder contour and things like that, I think things would be beautiful. But the fact that I have issues putting liquids on top of it, and usually I'm gonna always use a liquid concealer. Not the biggest fan of cream blushes, cream highlighters, and things like that, but I want the option. And I don't even see me repurchasing this. She's so bad, I honestly don't even want to take it back to the store so nobody else has to deal with it. And what I think I might do is keep her and show her in a comparison video with that Fenty Beauty foundation powder, because I have that one and she's fabulous. She may be, in my opinion, she gets a lot hard pan, a lot faster than this one, but she builds, she blends, and she works with all mediums. This one here, this ain't nothing but a glorified pressed powder, and that's what they should have just marketed as. Since they came out at the same time, they should have just told everybody, get this foundation. We already have loose powders, you all love it. We now have powders in a pressed form, but as a powder foundation, no ma'am, do not waste your time, do not waste your money. If you do want to try her, go 2 shades lighter and pick her up at Ulta so you can get your money back if you don't want her. But I think if you go through the juviasplace website, you might have some issues. If you try to match up exactly your shade, I think you're gonna have some issues, because as you can see, we 2 shades lighter. This is my hand and this is my face. And I tried to lighten things up, but when I tell you, the oxidation on this foundation is real. She is real, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous at the end of the day, but I feel as if you're gonna have to work for this foundation. It will not work for you. I feel as if you're gonna have to go 2-3 shades lighter or it's gonna oxidize darker. So shade match in the winter, wear it in the summer, but other than that, no ma'am. I was so happy to hurry up and get this tutorial done because I've been telling y'all for the longest. Y'all noticed, I think last week, I wasn't even wearing foundation because I found it so difficult to get this going. I did not want to use any of those videos. I had to scrap it, but today is the 15th. 3 years on YouTube, and I'm getting ready to go out and celebrate with my sister, so I don't want to get left behind. So I need to go ahead and get all of this cleaned up and prepped because I got to come back later on for you all, and I hope you all truly did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're also subscribed. To anyone who's already subscribed, I want to say thank you and I love you. Make sure you all hit up my previous video for that Masquerade mini tutorial. There is a giveaway going on. I said I'm going to leave it open for a month simply because I believe it's going to give me a little more time for my refund to come back, and hopefully if my taxes hit the way I think they do, baby, I got an extra surprise I'm going to put in that giveaway. But we're going to keep on talking. Y'all know I will never shut up, and I want to get this video up for you all in time. So we're going to end it here, and we're going to remind y'all, remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye YouTube.